Hello and welcome to the TRBusiness video channel. I'm delighted to be joined today by Zoe Farmer. Zoe Farmer is the Global Director of Retail Management at gateretail, which of course is part of the Gate Group, a leading provider of airline, catering, retail onboard and hospitality services. Zoe, pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you for inviting me.
So I want to begin by just asking you a little bit about gateretail's performance this year. How would you assess the business, the current trading environment, as the industry continues obviously to claw back those vital passenger volumes compared to 2019?
So I joined gateretail just before the pandemic hit, so as you can imagine I've had a roller coaster ride during my time here, but you know, the last 12 months have been fantastic. We're really growing, we're really developing, and we're really working in strong partnership with all our airlines and our suppliers to maximise those opportunities and to be flexible and agile as that business comes back, so that we take every opportunity that we can.
gateretail has around 20 airline partners.
Correct,
roughly.
That's right, yes, globally.
For our viewers who maybe not are aware of gateretail's current presence, and obviously a lot of things have changed since the pandemic, perhaps give a little bit of an outline as to your current footprint with some of the airlines and kind of who you're working with now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we work in Australia, we work in South America, in North America, Canada, across Europe and the UK, and down into Turkey as well. And so yeah, purely across the globe.
And maybe name drop some of the airlines, just for the benefit of our viewers.
So one of our key airlines is Wizz, Norwegian Air, so Volaris, JetBlue.
Wonderful, wonderful. Some big names then. Obviously airline disruption has been a major factor of 2019. Obviously thrown in with that is the cap on airport passenger numbers, causing widespread disruption throughout the summer. How does that affect your business sort of indirectly in terms of the way that you're having to be nimble with the way you deliver retail programs on board?
Yeah, so we made a lot of changes during COVID actually to make sure that we were agile and flexible for as we came out of COVID. So I think the pre-work that we really did during that period of time of the pandemic actually put us in a really good position for as we came out, because it meant that we had the agility and the flexibility within our businesses. One of the key areas that has been critical is the relationship with our business partners, and that's our business partners being our airlines, but also our business partners being our suppliers as well, and really understanding the DNA of both partners and also of the third parties that we work with as well. And if all of us work together as one, then it limits the challenges that we all face together. And as long as we're all very open and honest on the challenges that we're facing, then actually we can overcome it together as one team. It's if you're working as individuals and you don't know about things that are happening that makes it more challenging, but very much we've taken the approach of flexibility, agility, and really understanding what's happening in the marketplace with all of our partners to make sure we're there at the forefront to deliver and absolutely deliver that great passenger experience as everybody comes back on board.
And as everyone comes back on board, as you say, digital connective services are so critically important. Obviously that's very much a topic that's been permeating travel retail for many years now. Just tell us a little bit about gateretail's digital and connective services offer on board and how you're really trying to amplify that.
So we've had digital for a number of years out in the Nordics. We have a pre-order platform that we've worked with for over 20 years. It's very traditional. Obviously that's developed further during the COVID period and to completing trials on board with different airlines to get a more connective digital experience, which will continue over the next 6 to 12 months and forefront into the future.
And kind of how critically important is it now to invest in digital now, because consumers their attitudes, their behaviours, their spending habits on board, but also pre-trip are changing. So perhaps talk a little bit about, I guess, how you're able to kind of offer something new to your customers, but indeed for consumers on board. What are you really seeing are the key trends that consumers are wanting?
So with that digital platform brings a new plethora of opportunities for us to sell, doesn't it? So it really we call it unlocking the trolley. So, it means that actually you can do so much more within that digital platform. So if you have a pre-order platform, exactly like we already have in the Nordics, have for a while, it means that actually you can do so much more. So if we can bring that to other markets as well, it means that actually, rather than the limited range that we would have on board, both for food and beverage and for boutique, it means that you can, really, the world is your oyster to what products actually the passengers can choose before they come on board. And then once you're on board with that digital channel as well, it gives the flexibility to the passenger as to when they order a product, in-seat delivery, etc. So it just gives that flexibility. And I think the thing that is really critically important about it is you have very much all offerings, because actually we have a very wide demographic, a very wide passenger mix, and different people require different things, and different people seek out different either digital decisions, or actually they want to, to speak to people and do other things as well. So actually you need to have everything to be able to deliver to that huge demographic that we have within the airline portfolio.
And on the boutique model specifically that you mentioned, do you see that playing a continued role in in-flight retail? Again, it's a conversation that's taken place over many years, but COVID's almost accelerated this debate even further, and obviously airlines have had to make changes. What role does boutique play in in-flight retail sales? Does it have a future, particularly now we're talking a lot more about sustainability, reducing weight on the airlines in view of CO2 targets, emissions targets?
I think it will always have a role. I think its role will probably change, and the boutique trolley as you see it today won't necessarily be the boutique trolley of the future. However, there will always be something there. I think with the digitalisation and the enabling of pre-ordering, actually the boutique trolley will not be on board, it will actually be off board and be brought on board, so for pre-ordering. But also with the digitalisation as well, it means that you can offer virtual products too. So those virtual products, I believe, will grow and develop further. But definitely there will always be a role for it. people want something fun and exciting to purchase on board. And, particularly during COVID, we saw huge growth in the boutique trolley, particularly when the airport stores were shut. Obviously, that has changed slightly now as all of the airport stores open up.
Indeed. And airlines are obviously making increased strides to become greener, more sustainable. That's driven by consumer demand. Are there particular areas that Gate Retail is invested in at present with your airline partners to support your airline partners on their green journeys, as it were, be it reduction of single-use plastics, food waste, move to recyclable materials, this sort of thing? Perhaps you can talk a bit about that. So
as Gate Group, we obviously have a sustainability strategy that you would expect us to have. So that's from our Gate Group point of view. That's embedded into our DNA of our business. And then what we do within Gate Retail is obviously we have that strategy that we have from our parent company. However, what we're doing is we're working very much with our airline partners on what is really critical for them and where their DNA is in this area. So depending on the partner will depend on the focus that we're looking at. Obviously, things like single-use plastic, all of that will form part of that, but we really focus on actually the individual partners of what's important to them. I think one of the things with the sustainability that we've found is there is so much that happens. The thing that actually doesn't happen is the communication on it. So that's one area that we're trying to really work on, is that we work with some incredible suppliers. They have some wonderful stories about sustainability and all of the work they're doing. I think sometimes they don't tell us enough, so actually sometimes we don't know. So we're really trying to get the information and trying to really understand what that supply base is doing, really get and to understand what the airlines really want, and to match the two to obviously make sure that we're working all as one unison partnership.
It's something that we share, trying to encourage suppliers and companies across the sector to share their sustainability news. So something we're very much on board and we understand. Zoe Farmer, Gate Retail, thank you very much for speaking to TRBusiness today.
Thank you, a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.